Delta, everybody's favorite new wolf girl. I've been seeing so much hype for Delta, so much thirst. I swear some of you guys need Jesus med, good lord. So I'm extremely excited to finally try her out, see how good she is, and whether or not she's actually, usable in this day and age of the meta. Let's look at her abilities first. She has one, or actually two, let me say, that are insane. Fourth of the 7 shadows is ridiculous. This gives you 10 arc gauge based on how high your max HP is, and this is 10 arc gauge per second. For the other ability, we have damage boost level 2, meaning that you get more damage based on the amount of attack you get, which is also kind of freaking insane. This really goes well because she also has pretty much all attack slots. As you see, 2 physical slots and a magic slot. So she's getting a ton of additional attack. Because right now, just factoring in the attack we have, we're sitting at about a 123% damage increase. In terms of the skill and the art, there's a lot of stuff in here that's really synergizing with her attack-based passive, but also some stuff in here is just overall helping her. As you see with the art, giving her skill CT and physical equip CT speed, pretty solid. We have a true art that's buffing up your own attack by 50% and reducing fire res for 40 seconds. This stacks. The super art is insane. You're getting defense ignore, getting more damage based on how high your HP is, and you're getting 150% more damage if you're not afflicted by a status element. Ridiculous stuff here. Oh, and I know I didn't talk about the skill too much, but the skill does heal the lowest HP unit, which I think this is actually supposed to help Delta out more than help out the entire team, because it's kind of playing into her passive, right? In terms of best in slot equips, we have a few. First and foremost, her true weapon, true Delta bodysuit. I'm telling you guys right now, if you have Delta, if you don't have Delta, get this item. This is the fire version of True Owen, which True Owen is one of the best physical damage buffing items in the game for Earth units. But now here we are looking at True Delta bodysuit, which is the fire version of that. For Delta though, it's really good for the damage buff, and of course for the passive gives Delta an additional 40% attack on top of also autofilling your arc gauge by 1. In terms of the other physical items that you can go on her, if you want to, you could use something like BU swimsuit. This gives you even more attack. Of course, stacking attack is usually not that good, but since she benefits from having more attack, having as much attack on her just to give her even more damage is pretty solid. Of course, you can go with some arch-gen items or something like a Shura if you're nuking. And with the 4-star magic, you can use stuff that's either buffing up your skill CT, buffing up your damage, or using stuff that's actually buffing up your arc gauge. Now moving on to Delta's animations. Since she is an attacker, we're going to grade this one a bit more harshly because we want to make sure it's actually extremely usable in gameplay. So as you see with the attack skill here, we just have some swipes. Okay, I mean, that's kind of what I expected. Skill, I think, is a dash. Yeah, it's okay. It's pretty quick, though, as you see. Just instantly press it, boom, you're going to go straight across the screen. You wouldn't think this skill heals, to be honest, but it does. The art is a little bit of a build up there in the very beginning. The true art is, I think, a bit quicker. It's just her skill kind of twice, and then it ends off with that. I think just the 2 swipes would have been cool just to kind of just have, but the final swipe, adds a bit more impact, but definitely makes the true art a bit longer. Either way, it is a very fast startup right here, so the fire res debuff and the stacking buffs are going to be active pretty much instantaneously. And then we have the super art, which is where she calls out this huge sword and then she slams it down. And this one is a bit slower, but still, a little bit fast, not incredibly fast. Gameplay wise and just, looks wise and everything, I'm factoring it all in. I'm going to say they're about a 7 out of 10. So when it comes to team building with Delta, she kind of fits on any team. As long as you have characters on the team that are going to supply her with arch gen, maybe some damage buffs, even attack buffs will be really great. On this team though, we're going to have to actually use Kirisame and stuff like that because we are going to try to fight Uga and see how well that does. I also am going to try to leave Emperor in the 3rd slot here so he can give Delta an attack buff as well to buff up her damage even more. So when it comes to the general gameplay of Delta, it's very simple. Since she doesn't have any innate arch gen or anything on the skill, we're pretty much just playing into her true art and trying to get her into that as fast as possible. And we did take a bit of damage here, but we'll be able to heal this up no problem whatsoever in just a second. As you see, we actually did already heal up quite a bit because of Delta's skill. And once we have her true art, we're going to start going off with that. And we're not really going to pop up with the other items until, of course, we can use a poison equip, since we do have to poison this man Uga in order to actually deal damage to him. But you see, we're about at what, 150% attack buff, if I'm not mistaken. Now I'm going to start trying to poison here just to see if we can get a bit more damage. We're going to use a true art again. I'm really trying to stack up as much attack and DR as possible just so we can hopefully be able to pop off like crazy with this girl Delta. As you see here, I'm going to try poison. If we get a poison off, ooh, we didn't. So I'm just going to stack another true art, and then we're going to pop off with another poison. We're going to reset our Ein's World and then our Sands, and this should give us another poison right here. And then hopefully we can actually get super art off with this poison, And then let's see the damage coming through. We could actually put the little like thing on screen to see like how much deeps we're dealing, but I don't really like how it looks. I think it just clutters the screen too much. If you don't know what I'm talking about this right here, the damage taken. But as you see, she's already at 12 million damage, and we're pretty much what, like a minute and 20 in the fight. Hey, this is gonna look really cluttered for a second, but just look at Alpha's damage whenever, or not Alpha, my bad, Delta's damage whenever we pop up with the super art right here, and let's see how much it goes up, because we're gonna be having a lot. It instantly went to 21. I see 22. Yeah, we're popping off like crazy, boys. I don't know, you guys tell me down below if you guys like this to be up on screen or not. Like I said, me myself, it's okay, but I just don't prefer it. I think it just clears the screen too much. If I could like resize it a bit, or like just have it to where it only shows one unit, I think that would be cool. Oh, and we got the poison off. We're going to try to get the super art off here, because if we do, then Delta kills. Delta absolutely kills with this if we can get the super art off, but it might be too slow. Look at that. Easiest win of our life, man. 29 million with Delta. And look at that, 20k healing with a character that's not even a healer. What the heck? So if we were just going to use her on a team that was in a sustain comp, this is kind of the composition I would go with. A Shiro, a Summer Miyu, or someone else who's kind of helping with damage, and maybe Arc Gauge, Hoka, of course, and Delta. One thing is that in this exact situation, I can actually kind of let the boss lock us here in just a second. We don't need to actually kill, because Delta is a beast, so if he locks humans, then it's okay, because Delta can still clutch up here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna actually pop off with Shiro Emiya's True Art, try to get this physical res down on top of the attack buff, and you're gonna see some crazy damage with everything. Look at Delta, she's gonna shoot up like wild. That is, she went from like what, 7 million up to 18 million within a singular super art. Are we serious right now, boys? Just see here, we have, what is that? Can't tell. I think we only have a 50% attack buff because we were stunned for so long. But between these two, I mean, we're definitely popping off, boys. We'll pop with another super art right there, or another true art, let me say, and then that should actually kill with Delta. Yep, there we go, just like that. Super easy. 26 million. This girl is doing work. Also, she took the most damage. She had 32k damage taken. Jesus. So now we're gonna try the Emperor boss fight, the brand new one. We may be able to do this, we may not. We're just gonna try it. So let's talk about some of the like really good pros that Delta has. The main thing is that she's extremely strong in boss stages. Anytime she's able to stack that fire res debuff on somebody on top of ramping her own attack is insane. She's really good as kind of like a pseudo healer. She fits into any team that needs a damage dealer. Her animations are on the faster end. I don't want to say they're like insanely fast. They're definitely a bit quicker than most other animations in this game. She has one of the strongest true weapons in the game when it comes to fire physical damage dealers. When it comes to herself, this true weapon is insanely strong. I highly recommend all you guys get it. Even if you didn't get Delta, you still need to pick up this true weapon. And then the last one that's a huge pro for Delta is the fact that she counters any boss that has a mechanic where they counter human demons and gods, like for an example Geo's Agnes, which is so massive. I love that. We take those every day of the week. Anytime that we can just screw over Geo's Agnes, we take those. And even in this fight right here, you're seeing the exact thing that I'm saying actually happen. Delta cannot get fainted by Emperor, because Emperor only counters the main three races: humans, gods, and demons. And since Delta is of course a beast, she does not care. But look at this. If I pop up my super art right here, we have 16k. We're going to pop up with both of our equips too. You're going to see that 16k jump all the way up to 23 million. I said 16k, I mean 16 million, my bad. Which is insane to think that this unit just did that. This is a character that is just, you know, I mean, she's good. She's not bad, but it's wild to think that that is what just happened with this unit. One thing we do have to do on this boss fight is that we do need to break Impy. So we are going to try to do that as soon as we can. And that's the thing. I don't think he needs to be broken right now. I think it needs to be broken once we get, okay, never mind, he's broken anyway. I was gonna say, I think he needs to be broken whenever we get to his final threshold here, but we're just gonna keep spamming our true art, and hopefully we're able to get the damage off. Unfortunately, this guy is actually putting up accuracy, so we are kind of losing out on some stuff. But if we hit him like one time with this girl Delta, he's gonna instantly get like, his HP is just gonna drop. Let's see, yeah, and there you go, his HP drop. Now this is where it sucks, because you have to break him, and we just broke him. So yeah, the fact that we didn't get multiple breaks off is terrible, because now we have to really try to like go as fast as we can to hopefully get a break off before we all get cooked, because as you see, Delta is taking insane amounts of damage. Yeah, and unfortunately she died right there. Dang it, man, I hate that so much. But I mean, if we would have got a break off, we just timed the break wrong. If we would have waited a bit on that break, let it come back for a bit, we could have won. But as you see, Delta is still out here dealing 31 million damage on her own. Even though I'm over here and I'm talking about how crazy this character is, how much damage she's dealing, just how wild she is, she's still at the end of the day just a DPS unit, which means she can only do so much for your team. Another thing is that even though I haven't showed it off, she can technically nuke if you wanted to nuke with her. The problem is that she's gonna need a lot, and I really do mean this, I mean a lot of support when it comes to Archgen. So you definitely need a lot of Archgen when it comes to using her in nukes. And the last thing is that her equip slots are good for a DPS or a team play though, right? Either way though, Delta is looking fantastic in this game. She has tons of damage, tons of attack, and dare I say, she might be my go-to attacker for pretty much most stages going into the future because her damage is so high. The only thing I wish is that she kind of had another niche to her in the sense that maybe she also gave herself accuracy. I am extremely happy with this unit. Even though she is a damage dealer, she is a damn good one. You guys all heard my opinions about her. Tell me down below what you think about this girl Delta. Do you like her? Do you not? Do you think she's just kind of or do you think like, you know, what are you thinking about Delta? Let me know all that type of stuff down below in the comment section. Also, if you enjoyed this video, have me check out either one of the other videos published right now. Great content, guarantee you love them. Oh, one more thing before you leave, don't forget to drink water.